This is our first experiment, and as you can see we have a green LED, we have the positive connection, it's the green wire, it's wired over to the Pi over there, and the black wire is to the ground on the LED there. And when I push start program button over on the keyboard, say run module, it should blink on and off 10 times. And yes, that's very cool. Try that with your ordinary PC. It would not be easy. So that's very nice, I like it. Okay, well let me show you the brief Python program I put together to do this. I've never used Python before, but that's not too bad. I mean, if you know something like BASIC or whatever, it's pretty easy to go across. So let's take a look at that program. This is the program that blinks the light on and off 10 times, and it may look a little intimidating at first, but if you're familiar with anything like BASIC or whatever, it's actually very similar. These things that begin with the pound sign, those are all comments. So all this red stuff over here is not really doing anything. They're just comments for me so I can remember what I did later on when I go back and look at it. So the first comment just tells me that this program is blinking an LED connected to pin 7. It's going to turn on and off 3.3 volts, and I'm going to use pin 6 as the ground. And the next two things are actually commands. They bring in some routines from Python that are not normally available. And one of them is the I/O library, the input-output library. And the next one is the time library, and it includes a sleep function, which is just a wait function. And it allows things like hardware to catch up with the computer, because hardware is always slower. And this computer is made to do stuff like that. So the next one is the GPIO set mode, and what it does is it assigns numbers to the pins so that later on I can use those numbers to turn the pins on and off. You can use many different configurations, but this is pretty much the one that everybody uses. The next one is the setup. So I'm going to tell the computer that I want to use pin 7 as the output. You can use pin 7 as many things. There's several things, input, output, whatever. But pin 7 I want to use as an output, so I'm setting pin 7 to output. And this is the thing that really blinks the light on and off right here, just this little loop right here. And if you're familiar with BASIC, you've seen a thing that says like for x equal 1 to 10. Well, that's what this statement is the equivalent of. Normally in BASIC you'll have something down here that says next x, but in Python it's just the indentation that tells it where the loop is. So this will be the loop. The first statement in the loop is to set pin 7 to true, so we're going to output pin 7 to true. That will turn on the light, and then we're going to give it some wait time to settle down. Then we're going to go and we're going to turn pin 7 off, false. Again, we're going to give it about a half a second of wait time to settle down, and it'll repeat this loop 10 times. When that loop is done 10 times, it's going to come down here, it's going to print the word done on the screen, and then the last thing the program does is it does a cleanup. It resets everything back to the original conditions before you started the program running. So anyway, that's it. That's the whole thing. You can go through and modify this however you want. You can make the times longer, shorter, what have you. You can make the loops go many more times. But this is the first experiment, and very interesting, very easy to do actually. Well, I hope you found it useful and interesting.